session. Should be noted those in attendance are Councilperson Peck, Councilperson Schlossman, Councilperson Morrow, Councilperson Malcolm, Councilperson Landon. Steve Beck's here. I told the city attorneys they need not show up. I'd like to remind all in attendance, including the council, or put them on the mute mode. With that being said,
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you note, you have that letter there to read, and we can possibly discuss it at the next meeting if we need to. We won't be discussing it tonight. That being said, agenda item number 4, approval of consent agenda, council minutes of June 1, 2022, and bills received. Discussion. Motion.
I make a motion to approve council agenda minutes of June 1 and bills received.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Belle Plaine Community Development monthly report. Did you know if they were going to come tonight?
I didn't hear anything about it.
I didn't send them an email, so we'll just assume that they're not coming.
Well, I can report.
We got
Well,
your
I
report.
know. Well, July 3rd, plans are coming along. And,
If they aren't.
well, they're
Well,
almost done. We're in the home stretch now. So we're just going to hope for good weather and good attendance, and everything should be good.
That's good enough. Let's go to 7A. Discuss for possible passage the third and final reading of ordinance 22-6, which would amend the code of ordinances of the city of Belle Plaine by amending the provisions pertaining to the sewer service charges. Sewer rates would go from $11.20 per thousand to $11.84 per thousand. Discussion, council. Hearing no discussion.
I move to approve the third and final reading of ordinance 22-6 pertaining to sewer service charges.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Now the last chance for discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7B, discuss for possible passage the third and final reading of ordinance 22-7, which would amend the code of ordinances of the city of Belle Plaine by amending the provision pertaining to the water rate charges. Water rates would go from $6.98 per thousand to $7.38 per thousand, and out-of-town rates would go from $8.92 to $9.43 per thousand. Discussion. Need a motion?
I'll move the motion, the third and final reading of ordinance 22-7.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Last chance for discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Police report, Chief Hudson.
Okay, our open police officer position is still open, and as of today, we have no applicants in hand to consider. I've advertised for that on Indeed. I've advertised on Facebook. I put it on, it's put it with me here. It's an email that I get every couple of weeks. Basically has a list of ones, so if I haven't put it on that, that's sent out. Now they're on that hiring. See, Mike Campbell's ILEA graduation is still set for August 19th. I do have one individual that would like to work part-time. I'll bring that to a future meeting, get that approved. Let's see, Facebook, if you don't know, we have our own Facebook account. I've been trying to put the stray animals on there. Once a month, I put an activity report. It's got a listing of all the arrests, the arrest names, traffic tickets, accidents, so on and so forth. That sort of thing for you.
Can you have your guys still send me a notice when a stray animal goes to the vet clinic, so I don't have a shock when the vet bill comes at the end of the month.
July 3rd and 4th, I should have a degree. They'll help us out as necessary as they're available. What else do I have here for you? That's pretty much it to report. Just a quick question. If the council would like to take a look at our current department work schedule, so you guys know how it's being covered and how it's being handled, I'm glad to email it to you if you want it. And then at some point in time, if it also would interest you, I'd like to maybe give you guys a short tour of the police department, show you a few things.
That'd be great.
You guys all want the schedule?
Yeah,
Yes, please.
send them all the schedule.
I'll do it. That's all I got for you.
Any questions, Morton?
Thanks, chief.
Thank you.
Vehicles running okay?
Yeah, that Silverado seems to be using oil. A couple times here, it's run low. Don't know why.
What's the mileage on this one?
I'd have to go look. I don't remember.
It's not a lot, though.
No, it's not. It's not a lot. The Tahoe's right around 100,000. Getting close to it anyway.
Vehicles.
Yeah.
Interested in the Silverado?
Sure.
Unfortunately, it had to be the Tahoe he goes, but
Oh.
that's been a really good vehicle.
We have a,
We can flip
Great.
around.
we have a grant to cover percent of the vehicle, up to $30,000 grant money to put towards this vehicle.
And then whatever's in loss, right? We just combine the two. So, whatever's in loss.
We're getting really close. I think our share needs to be 25,000 and change, and we're at like 22.
Chief, do you know if that Silverado has cylinder management on it by chance? Where it shuts off a cylinder or two for fuel economy?
I have to look. I'm not sure if it does or not.
Because that is known to cause, I mean, basically all models across the board, it's known to cause issues with oil consumption.
Think about that a little bit. I think it does.
Yeah, because
I think that was one of the sellers had
that.
Okay.
So,
So we could have, I mean, tech service bulletins or any that we could probably do some or have the dealership do some research for us and find out if that's a model year that has that problem.
Do they have a solution to it, or is it just
A lot of them-
characteristic
A lot of them right now are doing computer updates because of, I don't know how to word it correctly, but it's basically telling the computer to change the oil feed within the cylinder and backing it out. I don't know the correct terminology, but they're saying computer flashes are the fixes.
Not surprising. The more we ask the computers to do this. I know my brother's got that on his pickup, and there's a way to shut it off.
Mhm.
He absolutely hates it.
Is it the Fords that actually shut off when you're at the intersection?
Yeah, that's what he's got.
Yeah.
Chevys do that too.
Yeah.
Do they? I
Love
just,
the cars.
it's not any good when you're trying to beat the guy in yard lane, I can tell you that. Anything else for the chief? Thank you for being here tonight. And there are some applications out, aren't there? We just haven't had any.
I mean, we've had some that went out and mailed out or whatever, but at least one gentleman, I guess, came in. I don't have anything in my hand to go with though.
Well, hang in there or you'll see Officer Beck out patrol.
His pickup.
I thought you were talking about a different person.
No, Steve.
You can
It's you.
deputize.
Wes would do it.
Just put the same lights on it that Andy and Mayberry run. All right, let's go to number 9, discuss for possible approval, resolution 22-0602. The resolution grants cost of living adjustments for all non-bargaining city workers. Questions on any of those?
Yes, I have a question is why there is such a discrepancy. We range anywhere from 3% up to 18.2%.
3% was what we negotiated with Teamsters for what were the former union public service workers. 18.2% is a part of what the board wanted to give Park and Rec Director a raise to, and then part of that payoff, and that is he's going to work for the city in the winter time, right?
Yeah, he's offered to do some plow truck stuff, so he's going to be kind of a utility player in the winter time. Yeah, so we get kind of maximize that value.
The 10% one is because that's what the clerk and the city administrator thought when they were doing the budget because of the responsibilities we put on our assistant clerk. And I was the one that said, well, at least the city clerk then should get a 5% raise because of all the responsibilities we dumped on her, including everything from write this resolution to contact the lawyers and discuss that situation. So that's where those have all come at that point.
Thank you.
And you guys gave the city administrator 15% raise. Any other questions?
It's very percent. So I'm happy for that.
County. Yes.
Wow, we're really lucky then.
I groaned when they said that's what the recommendations, the
Wow.
salary recommendations committee, except I think the sheriff got a 22%. So yeah, I hear you. Hey, there's a positive. Police are taking any raise this year. Don't you like one? They were very generous when we said, can't you guys wait another year? We gave you 29%. Anything else? It's a lot bigger than the raise you guys are going to get. Pretty much. Can't drill new wells and give the council money. I need a motion or more discussion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 220602.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Go to number 10, discuss for approval of contract between the city of Belle Plaine, Iowa and the Teamsters Local number 238, which is your police. I had this, remembered what. I don't remember exactly what we changed in this one. And what's the second and third years, Steve? Percentages, do you remember?
2 and 2.5%.
Okay, 2 and 2.5, and then this December we will talk with him about shift differentials. That was pretty much kind of the trade for no raise this year, was to sit down and have a good discussion. And I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm in favor of shift differentials, but that will be your decision as we'll discuss. And again, we'll use a committee to meet with the Teamsters and discuss the possibility of that. So this is what you agreed to, and you had 2 council representatives. So I don't want to say you have to vote for this, but if you don't vote for it, then you will be called in violation of bad faith bargaining. You will be in front of the per board for the state, and I'm not going with you. So is there a motion?
I move to approve the contract between the city of Alpena, Iowa and the Teamsters Local Union 238 for the police.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and second. Further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Discuss for approval, resolution 220603, a resolution approving cost of living adjustment COLA for all public workers at 3%, I believe is what it is. Isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what we did negotiate for the last time with, I shouldn't say the last time. There's a potential for there being a Teamsters union again, but they will have to vote next year. The state will come in and have a union vote next year. Union, then they will go on to the other city employees. So we negotiated 3% across the board. It didn't negotiate anything beyond 1 year. It's a 1-year contract.
I have a question about the additional pay for utility licensing. Is that as these positions pass that licensing step that they go into the new rate, or have they already done this, or can you explain it?
What's on here, they have already passed that licensing, which is why they get those additional rates.
Okay.
There was a resolution that this council passed 4 or 5 years ago. So for every license that is passed, water and sewer, water 1s and 2s, sewer was 1, 2s, and 3s. For every one, they get 50 cents bumped to their base pay.
It used to be a dime for
A
every,
long time ago.
certification.
Thank you, Sandy. You got those words out of my mouth because I was stumbling to figure that one out.
So yeah, what's on here is the 3% is just based on the base pay. They don't get 3% on top of the licensing rates.
So will additional licensing be a possibility in the next year and then continue to bump up as they progress, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Every time they pass one
So this new total rate
is
Is
for
not-
that particular operator
currently,
currently.
okay. No changes, but potentially coming with additional licensing. Okay, thank you.
And when an exam is passed, then the additional amount kicks in as soon as,
After they pass the
Yeah.
test, yeah.
so this is just establishing what would happen when,
This is establishing July 1st.
okay.
This is the rate that these people would make July 1st.
Mhm.
Because nobody's gonna pass anything in the next 15 days. I don't think
Right.
Anybody's set up to take any.
Right.
Correct.
Any other questions?
So
Discussion?
we have water and wastewater operator, and then we have water operator.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is differentiating between the two?
The person that is the water wastewater operator carries all that licensure.
Okay,
The one that's a water operator has just water licensing.
And distribution.
Right.
What distribution 1 and water 1.
I'm getting started on this discussion of these
The city
licenses.
requires
Your
water too.
6:30's gone.
So that's what the other person has, water wastewater person has water distribution and
Need a motion?
I motion for approval 220603.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. 12A, consideration of a motion to approve the Office for Outdoor Service July 3rd and 4th, 2022 during the car show, street dance, bags, tournament, kids fun zones. I need a motion. assume we're not gonna have. to
I'll make a
discuss it.
motion to approve the office for outdoor service.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Question. Motion to approve Grand Central Station for outdoor service July dance bags tournament kids fun zone. Motion,
I move to approve Grand Central Station for outdoor service July 3rd and 4th during the activities listed.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Considering of a motion to approve the Belle Plaine 4th of July 1107 11th Street, Belle Plaine, Iowa for Class B and outdoor service permits and Sunday sales for the use of Franklin Park. I have no idea why they want Sunday sales, but it's always been on there, so it's staying. Is there a motion?
I have a question, yes. I have a question about this address, 1107 11th
That's
Street.
the
Franklin Park.
Franklin Park.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
home of the beer tent. The beer tree,
The beer
whatever we
tree,
call
the
it.
beer tree address, okay.
That's the official
I
address
think
of
you're gonna have
the
to call it
beer
the
tree.
tent, because
Yeah,
I think the
tree's
tree is.
Yeah.
gone.
Tree's gone and it didn't even look the same last year. They were serving canned beer and I still need a motion.
I make a motion to approve the Belle Plaine 4th of July committee for Class B and outdoor service permits.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Consideration of a motion to approve the Belle Plaine 4th of July Committee's annual fireworks show at Franklin Park under the direction of the Director of Pyrotechnic Displays, Joel Hunzelke, for the city of Belle Plaine. Is there a motion?
I'll motion for approval of the Belle Plaine 4th of July Committee annual fireworks at Franklin.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Consideration of a motion to approve the 22-23 cigarette licenses for Country Foods, Casey's, Zip Mart, Brighter Standard, Brighter Beverage Depot, and Dollar General. Motion?
I make a motion to approve 22-23 cigarette licenses for Country Food, Casey's, Zip Mart, Grider Standard, Grider Beverage, and Dollar General.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Consideration of a motion to grant a utility credit of $201.60 on the property of 1532 Sunset Drive because of a water softener that continued to cycle while the owner was out of state and has since been fixed. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve utility credit of $201.60 on property 1532 Sunset Drive.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Consideration of a motion to grant a utility credit of $156.80 for a water leak toilet running at 806 12th Street. If there are no questions, I'll take a motion. It has since been fixed.
I move to approve a utility credit of $156.80 at 806 12th Street.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, passes 5-0. You have your city treasurer report, your budget report, and no solar report. Bring your questions back to the next meeting. City administrator, I'm gonna hold number 16 for a second. Mayor's report, I sent you an email on WRH. Do you want me to have the attorney look for a settlement? Otherwise, I'm going to court in July for 3 days.
Well, if they're gonna truly have a discussion on settlement, not the same game that they played last time, because it wasn't a settlement.
No.
They offered.
I will tell her to see what they're offering, but otherwise,
Court.
I'm scheduled for court.
Yeah.
Yep.
As the defendant.
Well, see, they were thinking that we were gonna bow over to them, and then it's getting closer. Now they realize that we're not doing that, so
Yeah,
I
unless
think-
unless they come up with a real substantial
Yes,
settlement and not a game, see you in court.
yes.
Okay, and just to tell you, I don't intend to wear a tie. I need a raise if you want me to wear a tie.
We'll get you a tie. I've got a.
I can
I've
get-
got tons of ties. I don't like tying.
That's the issue.
I know it's
I've
not.
been telling him something else, but I won't say it on national television. Poor Pond, all the resident
I have a
comments,
nickel.
we have none of those, so you have less than 4 minutes to ask any questions to your city administrator. So I'm back on the 16th. Seeing none,
You can always count on me.
go ahead.
When are we gonna get the city lots, out for bid that we have been saying would be done this summer?
I can circle back with Gage or Jennifer on that. And there have been a couple people that have considered trying to do development agreements like we had previously done. So I was kind of waiting on that, but we can move forward with the private or the public auction rather.
Do we have any warranty on the trees that were planted? Because I have one that's dead. I'll replace it, but I need to
Oh, the
replace it.
new
on-
trees?
Yeah, I need to replace it with one that's.
No,
obviously accepted.
there were certain species that when we had the spring cold snap, it was like 30 degrees, then it jumped up to like 80, 90 degrees, then went back
'Cause it was
below
going,
freezing.
and then it just.
Yeah, that false start in the spring really messed up the,
Ginkgo.
yeah,
It's
it messed up
I just think it's
ginkgo,
agricultural management. So,
pagoda dogwoods, redbuds, ginkgos, and a couple other ones had some trouble.
you have another 55 seconds for questions.
I got nothing.
Good. I am accepting a motion for adjournment to the Belle Plaine Sewer Plant.
I'll motion for that.
Is there a second? Been moved and seconded. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. You're out at 6:28.
Holy mackerel.
Tornado watch.